Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the e-learning standards that have been approved at Mesa Community College. You can see on this first slide, I have put down the approval process that we went through as an e-learning committee, and we'll get into that a little bit more here in just a second. But it was approved by the e-learning committee in fall of 2013, went to the Department Chairs Association in spring 2014, went to Faculty Senate, and there were changes and revisions and additions made by Faculty Senate in spring 2014. And then it was endorsed by the Shared Governance Council back in September. So first of all, just to give you a foundation as to why we came to this, the e-learning standards document, basically it started off as a college initiative that that e-learning was a strategic priority, that it was important to the college, and they wanted to really kind of catapult forward as far as where we stood in the e-learning ranks at the colleges across the nation. Really wanted to be a leader as far as e-learning, and so it became a college strategic priority. Um, you can look at our enrollment trends and success rates and kind of see that there are some reasons as to why these standards have been developed. First of all, you can see that our internet enrollment, or our online class enrollment, has significantly increased. When you look at the line at the very end here with the 5-year trend, you can see that our trajectory is kind of upwards, whereas some of the other enrollments are kind of bouncing around, some of them dipping down. So since 2007, we have continued to increase, and we are seeing a little bit of stability as far as our online enrollment, meaning it's now kind of leveled off, and that is a national trend that we are following here at the college as well. So we have this headcount trend, or this enrollment trend, and then when we look at success rates, which is the graph right below, you can see that our success rates are continuing to improve. In 2011-12, we had a 59% success rate, and that's passing or C's and above in online classes. In this most recent year, 2013-14, we boosted up to about 65%. So that's a 6% increase over a couple academic years, which is very encouraging. We've put a lot of effort and energy behind e-learning, and I think we're seeing those improvements. Now, the one thing that has us looking at, yes, we're making improvements, but that we're striving really strongly to do is make bigger improvements, because you can see that there is a success gap in between online success and regular face-to-face or in-person classes. You can see that in 11-12, your regular classes have a 73% success rate, and ours was 59% in online. So there is a significant gap between anywhere between 7 and 10% based on modality. So we do have our work cut out for us. And the other piece of that is that 73% for our in-person back in 11-12. If you look at the national benchmark data, which looks at community colleges across the nation, our in-person success rate is actually almost 10% lower than other colleges on average. So, we have our work cut out for us in general, and I think the college is making really great strides to improve those success rates and make sure that the students that we're intaking, that we're really loving and caring for them so that they can be successful. But based on that success gap and some of the enrollment trends, we've looked across the nation and we've identified that college standards are adopted across the nation, that this is a trend that people are looking at. We really need to have some e-learning standards. This is a somewhat new modality. I mean, if you look at how long higher education's been around, it is a new modality. But 85% of responding institutions to a survey, which I've cited down below there, have implemented some form of standards or best practices in their online courses. So we are right, neck and neck with what everybody else is doing out there by creating these standards. These standards, who is going to be the best people to develop it? Well, your college e-learning committee. not the English e-learning committee, but the actual college-wide e-learning committee, of which we have about 40 members. The membership has fluctuated. We've had upwards of 60 to, now currently I think we're at kind of a leveling trend, and so we have about 40 members. It is a faculty-centric and a faculty-ran committee. Sean Wood is our faculty member in the math department that is the chair, and he advises and runs the meetings and advises Roger and I as to things that need to happen. So um, rest assured that these are faculty initiatives. This is not an administration initiative. We are there to support. It's also an open committee, so anybody can be on this. We have student affairs folks, we have administrative services people, and we have faculty. So we have a lot of different people on this committee that are representing, or that are very concerned about improving and enhancing, e-learning at the college. The purpose of the standards, I think this is really important for people to understand, is that, like I quoted before, 85% of colleges across the nation are doing this. There's a reason that they're doing it. And I think most of them are similar to ours, that we would like to provide guidance to department chairs and deans to help faculty and students be successful and supported. So really these standards are saying these are the things that we're doing as a college, as departments. These are things that faculty here are doing. So when you look at the standards, you won't notice that they're anything out of the ordinary. They're nothing strange. They're very simple and direct. And I think when you read through them, you realize, oh, these are things that I do. This isn't like mandating something that you don't do. They're things that our online faculty do. But when our department chairs are hiring, they don't always know what to look for in an e-learning faculty member. If this is somebody that's going to be teaching online, what should I be looking for after they've been hired? What are or even their qualifications to begin with? And then what should I be looking for after they've been hired? And then again, it's something that a department chair can then hand to the faculty member and say, these are things that, kind of guide you in what you're doing here. And I know, as an adjunct faculty member, I've always appreciated getting resources and information from my department chair. Anything to make me successful is helpful. So if you take a look at your standards document that's in front of you, the first couple pages, like kind of in the middle of the document, you'll see there's department, college, and then that second page before you flip it over to the back starts to get real specific about faculty. And the page before you flip it over to the back really is talking about professional development of faculty members, and that you're just staying current in your practices, just like is the expectation for you staying current in your discipline and taking advantage of professional growth and that sort of thing. So that's what that refers to. If you flip the standards document to the back side, you'll notice that it's kind of like a checklist. So here is a link for participating with the e-learning committee. This is our website, but I'm going to show you the standards document, which I think will help with any questions that you might have. So let me pull that. So you can find the e-learning standards document on the e-learning committee home site here. And on that home page right here, left-hand side, standards for e-learning instruction. Just click on that link. And this is the what I call the job aid. So if you print this off, it will be on an 8.5 by 11. If you do it double-sided, it's a booklet. You just fold it in half. So really what I wanted to point out was right here on the left-hand side, you have kind of what we've talked about or referred to as the faculty checklist. So these are just things to keep in mind as an e-learning faculty member and to help guide you in what students are expecting and what the national standards are for e-learning. And again, none of this is shocking. So it's talking about committing each year to remaining current in best practices, by participating in professional development related to e-learning, designing and developing e-learning courses to meet approved standards. Quality Matters is one of the is the rubric that we use as far as instructional design. It's a well-researched document that is adopted by many institutions across the nation. And again, nothing surprising there. It's all kind of basic stuff. But again, if you're new, to e-learning. This may not be basic, this may not be obvious, and it's a nice list or a checklist to kind of help you be mindful of those things. So you can go through this, but publishing and making e-learning courses available prior to the course start date, and that could be several hours before the date, the date of the class starting. It can be, a few days prior to, sending a welcome message, responding within 48 hours, excluding weekends and holidays. So these are all things that are, again, your little checklist that you could, tack up on your corkboard or something like that. The internal pages, again, like I talked about, it's letting you know what we do as a college and what the department expectations are. And then this is the referring to the faculty professional development piece about e-learning. So basically that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by my office, shoot me an email, ask Terrell, and she can kind of send you in my direction, or she can kind of figure out the answers along with me and share them back with you guys. So that's basically it. Thanks.